The impact of salary. Delays on government productivity in Africa. In many African countries, governments struggle to ensure the timely payment of workers' salaries, gratuities, pensions, and other employment-related benefits. This challenge often arises not from a lack of financial resources, but from the absence of political will and prioritization of workers' welfare. Delays in the payment of government workers' salaries have become a chronic problem in many African countries, with consequences that go far beyond personal hardship. These delays expose deep-seated inefficiencies, corruption, and fiscal mismanagement that erode government productivity, weaken public institutions, and destroy citizens' trust in their leaders. 1. Decline in worker motivation and efficiency. When workers are uncertain about their income, morale and commitment decline sharply. In Nigeria, for instance, many state governments have owed teachers and local government workers several months of unpaid salaries. In Zimbabwe, long delays in salary payments to civil servants have forced many to abandon public service for informal jobs. This uncertainty drives absenteeism and low productivity, as workers focus on survival rather than service delivery. A demoralized workforce cannot deliver quality education, healthcare, or public administration. 2. Institutional corruption and ethical decay. Salary delays create fertile ground for corruption. In Kenya, Ghana, and so many affected African countries, cases have been reported where unpaid police officers and customs officials resort to taking bribes to supplement their income. When survival depends on unethical practices, corruption becomes normalized, eroding the moral foundation of public service and perpetuating inefficiency across the system. 3. Disruption of public services. The consequences are most visible in sectors such as education and healthcare. In Malawi, Zambia, as well as in many other African countries, repeated salary arrears have led to teacher and nurse strikes, leaving schools closed and hospitals understaffed. In Nigeria, and currently in Ghana's situation, health workers' unions frequently embark on strikes, protests over delayed pay, resulting in avoidable loss of lives. Such instability disrupts national productivity and weakens public confidence in governance. 4. Erosion of public trust and legitimacy. Governments that fail to pay their workers on time lose credibility and moral authority. In South Sudan, where civil servants have gone unpaid for months, citizens increasingly view the government as corrupt and detached from public suffering. This loss of trust discourages civic participation and undermines national unity, as citizens stop believing that the state serves their interests. 5. Macroeconomic and administrative consequences. Salary delays reflect poor fiscal discipline and political mismanagement. Funds meant for salaries are often diverted for patronage or misused during election cycles. In most of these deeply corrupt African countries that lack transparency and accountability, workers' salaries diversions have destabilized local economies, as unpaid workers reduce spending, hurting small businesses and creating a ripple effect of economic stagnation. 6. Human and psychological toll. Beyond economics, the mental toll on unpaid workers is immense. In Zimbabwe, Kenya, Nigeria, and many others, reports of depression and family breakdowns among teachers and civil servants are common. The anxiety and social strain caused by financial instability weaken the very human capital that governments depend on to deliver progress. Conclusion. Salary delays in Africa's public sector are not minor administrative lapses. They are clear indicators of governance failure. They cripple institutions, encourage corruption, and drain the moral and productive energy of the workforce. For African governments to achieve sustainable development and restore public trust, Prompt salary payment must be treated as a fundamental duty, not a privilege. A nation that cannot pay those who serve it on time cannot expect loyalty, efficiency, or progress. Join Diaspoint in addressing leadership challenges that hinder Africa's path to progress. Together, let us elevate the dialogue and drive meaningful change.